anybody is as a test stream. So if anybody can actually see this, watch this, or anything else like that at this minute in time, then please do let me know. I'd be very interested to see how this actually comes across, and I'd be very interested to see if this actually does come across and if I can find myself actually in YouTube in itself. Because at the minute, I'm not 100% at the minute, I'm not 100% sure how this actually works. So, I am actually live at the minute, so you can actually see me. I am test streaming. Apparently, I've got 3 people watching. You may hear something come through, you may not hear something come through, but I am just checking to see what's going on my YouTube. Well, I'm trying to, but apparently it's not letting me actually go on to the actual stream, which is... there we go. So, I don't know if anybody can actually see or anything else like that, or see what's going on, but if you can, please just type in and let me know that you're there so you can see what's going on. And yes, I did just write type rather than actually typing hi or anything else like that, so that should be interesting. So, all being said, obviously I have found something that I can stream with. Hopefully we'll be doing a stream later on anyway with MC. We will be doing a stream with Memes of Destruction. We will also be doing a stream with Lonely Wolf. And the topic that we're going to be talking about later on at the stream, which should be at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so in roughly about an hour, I'm just doing a test beforehand, is going to be on the actual aspect of, can liberals and conservatives actually be friends? And if they can be friends, can they be friends for long? Can they understand each other's ideas and everything else like that? And I thought it'd be interesting because obviously myself, I would classify myself more as a conservative or at least right-leaning in general. And just definitely MC would be right-leaning. I don't think he would criticize me for suggesting that. So I think we should be okay with that one. And I think with memes, he should be okay as well. We should be all right like that. So yeah, and Lonely Wolf should be classifying himself as that way as well. So we should be okay. Thank you very much, Walsh, for letting me know that you can see me. So thank you very much on that one. I do very much appreciate anybody that is actually watching, letting me know what's going on. So I am very appreciative of that. I just wanted to see if I can get a screen share going on this one. So I'm going to see if I can do a story. I think we need that a little bit bigger, don't we, really? There we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better, isn't it? So we have a story there that we're going to be talking about. And Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, actually has come out and basically said that marginalized communities have no choice but to riot. I'm not sure if people can actually understand this, but this is actually a call to incitement. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a direct call, it's around a backdoor kind of way of actually doing the incitement, but it is an incitement call. It is saying, well, they've got no choice but to riot. So rather than me over-editorializing this, let's go on and actually read what's being said. So Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said this week during an appearance on Ibra in the Morning that marginalized communities have no choice but to riot, a direct quote. Once you have a group that is marginalized, once someone doesn't have access to clean water, they have no choice but to riot, Ocasio-Cortez said about half an hour into the 55-minute interview. So her remarks come during a discussion of the Israeli-Palestine conflict. So at least she's not at this minute in time calling for open revolt in the United States, shall we? Let's say that for the moment. But I think I just read a little bit further, and it actually seems like I'm being too generous to her on that one. So let's carry on with the reading, because I think it gets even worse. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my goodness. Her remarks came during a discussion of the Israeli-Palestine conflict, as I said before. And she goes on to clarify that she's not even talking about the Palestinians, she said. I'm talking about communities in poverty in the United States. I'm talking about Latin America. I'm talking about all over the world. She's basically saying that marginalized communities all over the world at this minute in time should start a revolt. They should all start a revolt. All of them. All of them. All the marginalized communities in the world should start a revolt. And people actually would say that she would be a good candidate for the president. Really? That's really what you're going to go for, are you? That's really what you're going to do. Oh, I just want to reread that because I find that really interesting. I'm not even talking about Palestinians, she said. I'm talking about communities in poverty in the United States. So she's a direct call of incitement, if you will, in the United States themselves. If not, she's talking about South America, Latin America in general. They should also revolt, apparently. And all over the world should all revolt as well, in some shape or form, some way. But let's carry on and see if I'm getting ahead of myself or jumping the gun, should we say. Let's say that. Hey, hello there, Lonely Wolf. How you doing? Yep, I am testing. I've just wanted to see if I could do a normal stream as well, but I am trying to get things sorted. Hello, Mr. Jensen Quinn. How are you doing? It's good to see you. And as I said, for Lonely Wolf as well, I will be doing the stream at 7, as I said before. So roughly just in about 45 minutes time, I believe. So should be all right. I'm just doing a quick story and then we'll get everything set up and should be all right. Should. So I'm just going to carry on reading this little story. I'm going to bring it up full screen so everybody can actually see it and see that I'm not doing anything stupid. So got rid of the camera. So we're getting there. See if I can put any banners up or anything else like that. I can't actually do that, but I can show you what it would look like if I paid for it. There you go. That's what it would look like if I paid for it and put a banner up there. But I'm not going to actually do this at the minute. Very good question there, Walsh. Very, very good question. Should the people in Baltimore and California, etc., as you say, should they revolt against the poverty that the Democrats have inflicted in those places, especially considering how, should we say, Flint, Michigan and places like that, which is what she's suggesting from the US and not getting correct water and whatnot, happened under Obama, mostly. So should they have all revolted then? Or is it now only because of Donald Trump being in power that they should revolt because of Donald Trump? I find it very interesting. Let's just put it that way. I find it very interesting. So, yeah, Walsh makes a very, very good point there, and I'm very happy that you've been able to make that for me because it's a very interesting one. But let's carry on and read these last little bits. So in the discussion, she also pushed back on the notion that criticizing Israeli policy is anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. Now, I may get into a little bit of a problem with people on this aspect. I don't think that criticizing the Israeli policy is anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. I don't think that at all. I think you can criticize anybody's actual policies and still not be critical of the people that are actually producing the policies. You're doing the policies after all. So I don't think that could be anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. It's just anti the policies. But that's just my opinion on that one. I'll be interested to see how other people think and feel on that one. So the same way that me criticizing Trump doesn't make me anti-American, I suppose slipping very, very quickly in here, does that mean that when Donald Trump is criticizing different areas in which the Democratic squad are reigning from, where they're not particularly that great, and he says that they should go back to those areas, not countries, but those areas, and actually sort out their own areas, then that's not him being racist and not him being anti-democrat or anti-American, but actually criticizing the occupation that's in those areas. Interesting aspect, interesting point. I suppose. What does the chat think on that one? What do you guys think on that one? Is that a good point to bring up? That the fact if she says that criticizing someone's policy isn't anti-Israeli, so to speak, does that mean that criticizing someone's area in which they come from, as in the district and how they are leaders of the district, how that is not actually racist? But to point out that, you know, if you have rat-infested places, calling them rat-infested places isn't actually racist. It's actually just criticizing the place. Because if it isn't for him, then it isn't for you. Logic doesn't work one way. It works two way. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Again, I'll let the chat be the superior intellect on that one, have the final say on that one. But let's carry on with this interestingness, should we say. So criticizing the occupation doesn't make you anti-Israel, she said. True. Same as criticizing black people or black senators or congressmen in certain aspects doesn't mean that you're criticizing their race, does it? It means you're criticizing them and how they run a particular place. But you know, just the way it is, isn't it? I suppose. She said, it doesn't mean that you're against the existence of a nation. It means that you believe in human rights. And it's about making sure that Palestinian human rights are equal to Israeli human rights. Sure. The same as trying to say that if a Democrat is in charge and somebody actually pointing out that the Democrats that have been in charge for generations in a particular area, and that area is almost a complete and utter shit show, then surely one can point that out without actually being called a racist. Because otherwise, the logic remains that if you can say that to Donald Trump for calling your areas out or other places out, and he's a racist for it, then you doing this, even though it isn't, and I'm not saying it is, would be anti-Semitic. Because you're assuming that because you're criticizing the place, you're criticizing the race. But it only works one way though, doesn't it? Only one way, apparently. So, Ocasio-Cortez comments following recent tweets by President Trump, in which he shared remarks, by Senator Lindsey Graham, accusing her of hating Israel and being anti-Semitic and anti-American. Interesting. The tweet followed attacks by Trump against Ocasio-Cortez and other minority congresswomen, in which he told them to go back to the places they reside, as in to go back where they come from, not countries, but to where they come from, to sort out their areas. Now, when I first heard this story, I got completely and utterly broken into the actual idea itself, that I thought that he actually meant that he actually went over the top there. But he didn't. He didn't go over the top. And that's just... He didn't go, I'll go back to your country. I mean, he doubled down to it afterwards. But he didn't at the beginning say that. So, if you're going to say that you can criticize Israel without you then being anti-Semitic because you're criticizing the policies, then surely somebody like Donald Trump can say to you that, hey, go back to where you come from, as in the place of where your districts are, and actually sort out your district, and then maybe you can look after the country. Maybe that's something that can actually be done and not be called racist. Because otherwise, if it can't, because you're criticizing the person rather than the policies in which those people are implementing, or the places that have been run by those people are criticizing, then somehow if you do that, you're racist when you come from a particular side, but when it's the opposite side, it's no longer that way inclined anymore. Because now I don't want to be called anti-Semitic because I'm using the same logic. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe. The reason why I keep on looking above the camera is because I'm using a TV as my monitor. and the camera is quite down low where the TV is quite high. So if you think that I'm looking up, yeah, I've got a little bit thinner. I have got a little bit thinner. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Oh, I've lost over 10 stone because I was a fat bastard. I was a fat bastard. But yeah, I've lost over 10 stone. So I'm getting there at the minute. I'm getting there. But that's the only story that I really have for today. As I said, this is only going to be a testing stream and testing for StreamYard. If you want the full streams that we're going to be doing today, that's at 7 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. And that is directly in half an hour that we should be kicking off. And that stream will be about, can liberals and conservatives be friends? And if they can be friends, are they honest to each other while they're friends? Or do they steer away from particular topics? Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I will be getting off because now I can see that it works. I'm very happy about the way that it works. And I think that we should be all right. I will see you all in about half an hour. Thank you very much, Wolf. So it is a very big achievement for me. I was very, very big, very lazy, and I decided to actually fucking do something about it. And that got me to where I need to go. Not tonight. Well, actually, you might be able to later on, Shirati, because what I might do is I might open it up to other people. But at the moment, I've got 4 people. Oh, yeah, I'm friends with loads of liberals. But I will open it up to other people, but I'm going to keep it as the 4 people that I've got at the minute. And then I will open it up to people. I can only have this open up to, I believe, 6 people. I believe 6 people I can have on. So I've got 4 people. So I will open it on later on for other people to join up. But I can only do it as one at a time on that aspect. So, yeah. Should be able to add people onto it. So it should be all right. But at this minute in time, I will get off and I will see you in around about half an hour. Thank you very much for everybody that did turn up to watch this test. With that being said, I will see you very, very soon. Speak to you all again real soon. Bye-bye for now, guys. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye.